Hello everybody, welcome to Instantgo Tarot Odyssey. Today's read is going to be about health, wealth, and love. And you're going to have your own deck to choose from. And we're going to go right in that order, health, wealth, and love for each group. And we have 3 choices, and here's each of our decks, 1, 2, and 3. And I also have some Celtic and Viking pretty hair and hat pins you can choose as well. And I'll let you make your choice. And just take a deep breath. Nice and calm, and everything I love and accept myself. I inspire those around me. I feel wonderful and alive. These are some of the mantras I say as soon as I wake up, because I have teenagers and I like to inspire them to be happy for the day and be motivated. It's very hard to wake up and go out, in an icy car and have to go to school. So I'm going to ring the bell too, to clear the air. I love this. I got this with one of the Goddess Provisions box and I love it. Bells and chimes are like my thing. I love them. So when we repeat to ourselves, I'm connected, all is well and good in my life, I am courageous and speak my truth, the universe always provides for me. All these thoughts, when we let them kind of just ruminate and rustle around in our mind, we feel an alleviation of pressure or rush, right? We're calm. I always play very quiet meditative music, calm things, and then I find freedom and ease and movement with that because I don't feel rushed. I used to have, and you guys, you can change, believe you me, I'm mutable fire and I'm a very fast-paced, fast-thinking person, and it used to cause me angst and almost like I'm very agile on my feet, like I'm not clumsy. In fact, it's crazy some of the mishaps that I've missed just being, well balanced. But what happens is I will try to do more than I should. Trying to get out the door. I'll try to carry a million things and do stuff. And every once in a while, if I just stop and I'm conscious of what I'm doing and I'm like, why don't you just get a box or a bag, place everything in it, have a breath and slow down? That way you're not missing anything. For instance, today I went to the store and I almost thought for a moment, and I got really bummed because it was miles and miles away, that I left my credit card at home, because when I rushed out I knew I had to get gas, so I just popped it in my pocket. But it was of a different coat. But somehow our subconscious mind and our body goes on autopilot and puts things back where it belongs. But when I first got there, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's in my coat that's at home. And I all of a sudden got in a bad mood and got like all crazed. And then my rational self said, please just look in your purse for a moment. You might have put it back there. And I did. So it's one of those things that when we slow down and we focus, we can auto-correct, right? We don't have to let our mind become a runaway train of negativity. So let's see what's going on with, and that's a big part of health as well as wealth, because when we are focused and we have our intention and we are not trying to do too much and being over stimulated by too much and too many choices, what happens is we don't cherish things as much, and we can also become unwell because it can be dizzying trying to do too much, and then we can lose our voices, our throat can hurt, all kinds of things. And a lot of people get stomach ailments when they have anxiety of overthought, overcritical thinking, right? So, and wealth, when we focus, all our intentions on, listen, let me do the best possible job on this, whatever, on this speech, on this book, on this piece of jewelry, on whatever I'm doing, you're putting absolute love and focus in it. It makes a big difference. It's not something off the cuff, or you're not doing things just for money, because you want an authentic life. You want to do what you love. So you start your life in that trajectory. It's all of these things. It's all fundamentally coming from the place of, let's release ego. Let's really go into our heart space and say, what do we really want? What's fulfilling? And I was saying in one of my other videos, it's like Jim Carrey. He wishes everybody could be rich and famous, because then right away it dawns on you what's important. Your privacy is important, right? You being able to go out and just mix like a normal person, be able to pursue artistic endeavors and be somebody else instead of just labeled, a millionaire, an actor, or whatever, a comedian. your so many other things, stuff like that, that you just love and accept yourself and appreciate and acknowledge all of you. And your health and wealth is going to spring from that, right? And love, definitely, once you know you're worthy, valuable, and lovable, everything's going to pop into that too. So I'm going to remove the other decks because somebody had a great idea the other day, and they even said, Melanie, can our pile have center stage so we can really concentrate on that? And I thought that is a great idea. So here's your symbol, your Nordic cloak knot, and we are going to see what is going on. Okay, so we're going to start. I'm going to pull 3 for health, wealth, and love each. So you're going to have 9 cards total. Okay, and I like to do, I kind of like get a click with this. I love these cards so much too. I put them away in a box, and they were on the shelf, and I was like, what's in that box? And then I was like, oh my gosh, all my missing decks. And I was like, girl, what are you doing? So let's start with health and see what's going on. Okay. Seven of Cups and Strength. Okay, so right away, let's start with this 8 of Cups. 8 is really, we're going for emotional fulfillment. We want to work towards what is going to be best for us. So this is the question going forward. What is worth taking with us? What is worth pursuing? This is emotional too. Within our health, what are we overindulging in? This is asking, what are we actually putting in our cups? Is there too much salt? Is there too little exercise? Is there too much anxiety? Which anxiety for the majority of people is completely carried in the gut, and people are unaware of that. You can also get tension, headaches, and all sorts of things with that. But what's even worse is over time, when you have all this toxic energy building up and cortisol, it creates fat cells, it creates all kinds of things. So this is just really breathing deeply, slowing down, knowing that, you know, we can connect and be our best self. Like as the Strength card is showing you, listen, what makes you feel strong? Like I'm getting so many messages right now. Always my guides want to hop right into love. But first we're thinking of this, and I love 7-2 is like one of those cards that is like, I'm not going to do more than my allotted strength can also provide, right? If you're at work, this is kind of like, be careful. If you've been doing a lot of heavy lifting, please watch your knees, please watch your back, all of that, because we have to educate ourselves what our limit is in our body. And usually that doesn't happen till we get home and we have all those aches and pains. So this is kind of like a be wary of what you're lifting. Don't do too much. Use your knees, not your back, and wear braces whenever you can. Be aware, just be very aware of your joints and, ankles, wrists, and delicate areas, because we're only physically, human. So we got to be careful. We have to be able to take it easy, and slowly you're going to be building your strength. I feel like in health, if some of you guys are recovering, you're going to recover a lot faster. On a cellular level, you're healing rapidly, and due to one thing, positive reinforcement for yourself. We heal. It's almost like the best placebo in the world to say, I picture myself in health. That's what works. I do. If I wake up and I'm like, I got creaky bones or whatever, or things are sore, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get out and walk slowly, stretch, start to feel better, have a little bit of coffee or tea, and then you start to feel better, because like anything, we're stiff when we first wake up, but it's our mindset. I can do this. I'm going to wake up. Everything's going to feel better in a very short while. And that's what's going to happen for you. And I also feel like you're going to be taking on an exercise regime as well that is going to fortify your strength. Little weight training, a little walking. Spring is coming very, very soon, and you're ready for it. You're ready to strengthen your bones. And I'm hearing some of you might have some deficiencies in magnesium and iron. If you've been feeling tired and you're like, I'm not usually this tired, what's going on? A lack of iron or not enough iron in your diet can really deplete you. So have a look at that too. And melatonin if you're having problems sleeping as well. So I'm loving this right here. The moon energy is really going to help your intuition shine and sparkle and give you strong direct answers to whatever is going on in terms of money in your monetary house. What's happening is you're going to be supplied with information that is just landing in your lap. It's almost like you start imagining something. I really wish I knew about this, and then boom, somebody's like, okay, you need to look into a little higher education to get, really hone your craft in this. It's going to pay off huge dividends. You work towards that, like really insightful, beautiful energy, transformative. And you're going to be able to renew any of those losses that you might have had over the year, financially cover all your bases, start to save. I feel like you might have been a little bit over expenditures, and part of that can just be to impulse buying. So when you reel that in and you say, here's my budget for the day, it's $20. If I want a fancy coffee, I want this, that, or the other, that's what I'm going to have, and I'm not going to go out and go crazy because I don't want the angst of later not being able to cover, a heating bill or a car payment or something like that. You're really going to have that aspects really together, because the moon is all about really, really having your act together intuitively, knowing I don't really need that, I'm okay with that, and really feeling strong. Now I love this Knight of Cups too, because this is saying somebody is coming also to help and back you financially if you want to open a business. Or you were wondering, this could also be a love interest that later ends up being your business partner. I'm feeling that is playing a huge aspect for a lot of you. A lot of you guys may have your eye on someone, or you're wondering about somebody, and you've been talking about certain dreams and inspirations, and they've been really kind of a lovely helpmeet to you, and all of a sudden they're just like, really, I would love to invest in that. That's a really great idea. I have the capital. Why not, right? And then boom, it takes off, and love grows within this relationship due to that. Oh, I really love that. Yeah, look at this, and then, ooh, justice. So this is all about you making the right choices, and you also coming out. Any court cases pending, they're going in your favor. Any custody, monetary, property, real estate, any of those things that are up in the air and you're wondering what the turnout is going to be from the judge, it is going to go in your favor. And a lot of you guys are going to get financially recompensed for that too, perhaps to start your own businesses. But you're really looking to the future wealth-wise to create a legacy. You're not nickel and diming this anymore. You're like, I want high finance. And you're really starting to build your revenue streams. And like the experts say, most millionaires start with 5 different revenue streams. It can be anything. It can be a little Etsy business. It can be craft fairs. It can be starting like that. Dog walking on one thing, just whatever it is, you build upon that. But it's different because some will ebb and flow, some strong at times, some not. Like, it's crazy for me too. I find when my private reads quiet down for a little bit, my Etsy store goes bonkers, and vice versa. So it is really, it's where I put my focus and attention as well. So I'm finding that is an issue too. So it's really going to be taking off. And again, you're going to be able to deal with business dealings fair and justly, and people are going to find you somebody who's very trustworthy and wonderful, and you're going to have a lot of patience for yourself. You're not trying to rush in and do anything haphazardly. You really want to do it responsibly, and you're going to come out victorious and abundant because of that. So I love that. So let's see what's happening in love for you. Beautiful energy. Wow. I love that. So now we are on to love. So this is I'm sure you wanted to see the 3 of Swords in that. Some of you are just getting over heartbreak. Something, maybe just a brand new relationship. Look at all these 3s, you guys. Wow. 3, 3. This is incredible because you have the Sun after this. After this, this is crazy. 3 of Wands. This is remarkable. Let me start at this. So first, some of you guys do not see the massive, awesome winning potential for love that's coming your way. And this is soulmate energy right here, looking out over to the future, making plans, envisionment, focus, intention, bringing you this love of your life. Because some of you guys have just undergone like a loss of faith in love and just thought, oh my God, I can't even, men, women, whatever, they're all diabolical satyrs. They're all, from the trenches of hell, and I'm never again. You ever hear those people like, never again? Because what happens is we are never more vulnerable than when we offer ourselves to somebody like heart and soul. This is who we are. They know everything. They know your toothbrush, everything, what your feet look like, everything. So it's one of those things where you're vulnerable. So when something goes wrong in that, it feels like a rejection of you, of who you are as a person, how you look, think, feel, and all of that. However, that is one person's interpretation that is also overly sensitive. So when there's a breakup, people say and do things. When love becomes like really on a razor's edge like that, it can become very spiteful and hateful. So that can bring up a lot of things that are fearful. So I feel that if you're in a delicate state, you're going to shake it off very quickly, because people are going to be interested in you and want to talk to you. And all of a sudden you're like, you know what, people aren't so bad. That was just a bad situation at the end of this relationship. That is not going to tar all my other relationships. I'm not going to let it color my future, because that's what you're looking at. And you're like, well, and some of you have been alone for a long time. I'm talking a decade plus. So it's one of those things where you're like, my heart is just waiting and waiting and waiting. And you almost feel like you're on the verge of just giving up and saying, it's just not for me, it's not coming. And then boom, this person out of nowhere comes in, this sun, which is divinely guided all the time, enlightenment, greatness, vitality, assurance of love, all of this movement, a turning point, your destiny, right? This is all about your personal beliefs gelling beautifully with somebody else's value, their sexuality, their relationship, senses, all of that, what they want out of life, and boom, it gels. So your faith is restored, and it should be, because you're realizing there's a lot of decency and a lot of love out there, and now's your time to get it, and you're right on the threshold. So I love this, you guys. Beautiful energy. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below. And the sun is coming for you. Hooray! My Etsy store, the Goddess Provisions box, come see me on Instagram. It's going to be like, oh, I'm going to be vlogging all the crazy stuff going on over in England, so I'm really excited. So now we're on to our Celtic deck, and we have, I love this deck so much. I'm so excited. Okay, so let's see what is going on for you. So I'm going to take these and I give them a little shuffle. I wish I could bend the camera around, because Citrine is only a half a foot away, and he sleeps like Superman with his back legs straight out and his front legs straight out, like he's ready to fly away. It's hilarious. I'm like, where are you going? Up in here. Always. And then he's just weird. He's so sound asleep and so trusting, and he just does the cutest and sweetest things. And when I ring the bell, he always wakes up, which I need to do for the next. Clear the energy. I'm so busy packing and running around that I need just clearance of energy here and there, and meditative music, and everything is calming. You know, it just really calms everything. Okay, so now we're on to our next group. So first we're going to begin with health. So beautiful. Ooh, I'm loving that. I'm loving the King of Stones, which is Earth, Pentacles. And I'm loving, ooh, 8 of Bows, nice wands. And King of Arrows, which is swords and air. So this is beautiful, you guys. Look at this. So in terms of health, it's like you're really feeling like you're being restored. Some of you guys had gone through you know, some health scares, I feel like, where you had, you know, maybe pains here and there, and you're like, oh my gosh, what is that? You know, you're wondering if it's like precancerous, you're wondering all these things, gallbladder, all these little aches and pains. And then all of a sudden you're just realizing you're just pushing too hard. And what happens when we do that, when we push too hard physically, mentally, or whatever, there is an imbalance that's created, right? Our chi is not flowing evenly. And by slowing down and regathering your patience and your strength and letting go of things that don't serve you and releasing, you're having this revelation that, hey, I can be earthy and grounded and calm. The things I'm chasing are ghosts. I don't need to be bigger, better than blah, 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 blah. I just want to be calm, cool, and live my life and really examine what I need to do to further progress in a spiritual, calm headspace. And because of that, you're feeling, you know, your strength, you're feeling your oats, you're excited, and you want to become more sociable. You know, this 8 of Bows, you're ready. With 8 of Wands is like, let's go out, let's really expand and feel this beautiful conscious awareness, this abundance, this power, this concentration, eliminating stuff that doesn't work. I'm going to transition into this kind of beautiful inner calling person that has always told me I can do, be, and have whatever I want. And if I want to interact socially, I'm going to have a great time doing that. And all this due to this beautiful Knight of Arrows. Some messages are going to come in from you from other sources that are really going to reinforce your will to act and do what's best for you. I feel like it'll be group orientated things like mountain biking and doing things that inspire and help one another, yoga classes with other women and men or whatever, doing walks through parks and things that you're doing as a group, like this great idea, and you're going to receive a message and an invite, hey, do you want to do this? And it's really going to catapult you into your whole different health realm that you've been waiting for, you know, and you're going to get great advice from other people, you know, how to limit salt and sugar and things that aren't good for you. And then all of a sudden you're going to be feeling great due to the fact that you're being supported by a lovely group of people. Yeah, health-wise, things improving greatly. Now, wealth, we have the 7 of stones, 7 of pentacles. So you're really working towards, this is, the 7 is when you're collecting, you know, you're about to pluck that rich fruit off that tree. You planted those seeds that now it is starting to sprout. So this is the fruits of your labor. This is where you get to relax a little bit and bring in, you set the structure. So now it's time for victory and being able to have the money that you need for things that you want, travel, and just having a good time out there, you know, really being able to have the means to do whatever you want and feel, you know, that abundance is all around you. Now, I'm loving this because right now, if you take a deep breath and you think, where am I in my life? Then I need to go faster and charge after it, because number 7 is the Chariot. So things are really picking up. So that's like, I've got this, I'm aiming, I have my bow pulled back. What am I aiming at? And I'm just going to go for it. I am not going to restrict myself this time. I'm not going to think small. I'm not going to be derailed by anybody else's low vibration or distractions. When people, oftentimes when we share our big dreams and big ideas, and people that aren't on that same wavelength, to them it just sounds like nonsense or bragging, because they can't interpret that as like hope and inspiration and all the things that higher vibrational people do. So just go for it. Don't explain, don't apologize, just get on there and go, because success is waiting for you in your field of wealth. You know, you're going to have it. And like, look at this. Oh my God, you have the High Priestess. So you see it, you feel it. The intention is there. You have crazy intuition. I should invest in this. I should say yes to this. This is my job. This is my path. This is when your true path purpose makes itself evident and says you can become very abundant and wealthy from this. Because when you do what you love, it not only doesn't feel work, it brings great wealth, because you do it anyway, even if you weren't paid. So you do it with love and vigor and intention, and you cover all the details, and it's got your stamp on it, your individuality on it. And people love that. And because of that, it becomes successful. When people are motivated and derive great love from their work, they produce something entirely different than people that are just at a job, just punching a clock. Absolutely. Artisans that love their work, forget about it. They'll stay up all night. I am a whack job. If I have all my jewelry stuff out and like I see I have to finish this necklace, like I have to put this one clasp that's going to make it a masterpiece, like I get you, it's like a mad scientist, but you do it with such like love and excitement that's what carries through. Like people that cook and absolutely love it. Have you ever tasted like a baker who loves making something? They make the best apple pie on earth because they love it. It's through their loving soul and hands, and that's what you're doing, and you're being guided. And with these 2 major arcana, you're just on a journey of success in an epic way financially, and there's no way you're going to lose. You're just ready. And a lot of you guys, again, on another reading, I felt this too. It's in the realm of fame. It's that fortunate. It's that good fortune blessed. So let's see what's going on in love. Ooh, we're starting off with the King of Bows. Damn. Ace of Arrows. Oh my God. So you have this King of Wands that is going to be hot to try. You have this man or woman coming in. They're very elevated. It might be a boss. It might be a professor, a teacher, somebody who's just slightly who you'll look up to. You may or may not know them, but whoever they are, they're elevated in society in some way. Maybe a governor, maybe a famous musician, somebody anyway that you might have thought is unattainable, but they're really not, because they have been observing you either through social media or upon meeting you, you strike them as someone uniquely beautiful. It's just that, boom, straight Ace of Arrows right to the heart. You think alike, you're on the same level. They can't believe their good luck. Again, King of Arrows and Ace of Arrows. This is insane. You have 2 kings on either side. So this is soulmate love too. That's why this is so intense, because any of this elevated, these higher cards is divine guidance. So the timing is right. It's very synergic. It's very synchronistic. So you're going to see 11 11s, 5 5s, and I see lots of symbols all around as well. it's crazy. It just is one of those things where it's divinely guided, boom, they just pop up on your radar, and it's like you feel it intensely, and it's amazing. And your whole belief system is like, I get it now. I get it. It's that soulmate kind of co-op of, this person is so highly compatible and in your radar and you theirs, because of the fact that it's that energy exchange that is unmistakable, right? And with this King of Arrows, it's like that message is coming right in. They're very high thinking, but they're very subtle and elegant in the way they conduct themselves as well, especially with these double kings. But surefire passion, like, it is not going to be missed. It's one of those things like you see in the movie where they're just walking and they're both waiting for their coffee or whatever, and they look up and all of a sudden it's like the whole earth just stops rotating and your heart jumps, and it's all of that, and you feel awkward and crazy, and you're like, I have Wernicke's aphasia. I don't even know any written language anymore. Have you ever just been like stopped by someone, they just stun you somehow, and you just are like, oh great, now I don't even know how to talk, walk, or make eye contact. It's like one of those. But then when you recover, you're like, yes, they're doing the work. They're trying to charm you and woo you, and you're like in just shock of this, and you're like, it's crazy. It's like the quicker picker upper of all paper towels, where they just absorb you right into their space, and you love it, and it's divinely guided, and it's your soulmate. So you're not going to fight it. You're game. You're happy to do so. Group 2. Yeah, you're coming up winner, chicken dinner in every way, shape, or form. So I love that for you. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, and the little bell that lets you know when the notification is up. My name is Melanie. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I post every day. I've been around since the dawn of time. I just started like a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, and I love this so much. I mean, it's my joy. It's my life path, and you guys are amazing, and I love to connect with you every day. So yeah, you guys, astounding energy. Like, that is beyond. So get ready and be wearing your best jacket, because they coming. So now we're on to the next one. I'm so excited. I love this hair clip so much. Like, I just want to wear it every day. And if you guys are curious about it, and I'll be putting some in my shop, but I'm leaving in a couple of days. I'm not trying to like forge some crazy jewelry before this. I have so much going on. I haven't even packed yet. It's going to be nuts. I'm so excited, but it's like, when you're sharing, Jeannie just messaged me, and she's like, we're going to have such an adventure. And I've been in such a great mood all day, because we are. I swear to God, we're going to be like Harry Potter. I don't even know. When we get off the train, I feel like we're just going to go right through that friggin' wall into another dimension. Forget about Stonehenge and all the other places too. Like, I'm doing an Outlander. Bye-bye. See you later. I'm going back in time. I'll go to Elizabeth in England, I think, for a while. I like to be in that court and see all Dudley and all those guys and see how that worked. Okay, you guys. Health, wealth, and love. Let's start with health. The other groups were so great. Ace of Pentacles, you are turning over a new leaf, because what's happening is you are grounding, you're being calm. Pentacles is all about grounding, earthing, feeling chill, getting outside, getting in touch with your breathing, good chi, divinely guided great ideas that are going to help you with your health. A new exercise regime, a new way to eat. Aces are ones. They're new beginnings. You're just tired. You're turning over a leaf. You're like, spring is about to be sprung, and I don't need some mopey dopey self going out there in the world. I want to project my best image. I want vibrancy. I want health. I want to be able to walk and not get tired. I want to be able to sing and be super stoked about stuff. We have the 5 of Wands. So you have those arrows drawn, and you are about to just get them out there and go and move in that direction. You want to have passion for health, exercise, and doing things, right? You're tired of saying no because people want to go do something and you think it might be a little bit too vigorous, or that, oh my gosh, I'm going to need rest, or that's going to be embarrassing because I can't hike for 15 miles or ride my bike for 20 or whatever it is. So you're slowly taking on this regime that is going to help you in a really big way. And baby steps. This isn't about just getting to, some physical supremacy of being like just totally fit. This is about a nice level of physical fitness where you can walk, jog, ride your bike, and you're not out of breath, that type of thing. And then you're going to elevate from there and really take off, because this Mother of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles energy again is I've got this. You know what I'm realizing? This 3D vessel, it takes care. If I load it with sugar and junk and garbage, it is not going to operate well. It's like putting the worst gas in a tank. It's going to be sluggish. Eventually the engine is going to explode, and you don't want that. You ever just eat crap for days? Like, I remember one day I was like, okay, I'm starting this week. And for whatever reason, we ended up having like pizza 3 days in a row. And then all of a sudden, I noticed that like exercise was completely off the shelf. It was just one of those things. All the heavy carbs, you're like, no, thank you. And what happens is one diet will beget a next diet choice. You're so used to high salt and carb, you're like, you start to crave it, right? So this is about you just eradicating all of that and going, you know what? I don't need that because a lot of that stuff's addictive. Sugar is certainly addictive. And you're like, it just doesn't serve me well and it doesn't digest well. So I really want to care for myself. You'll notice how it plays out in your physicality too, right? How are your nails? How are your hair? Are they dull or are they shining and gleaming? Your eyes, your tongue, if you look at your tongue and it looks like something that licked Rome clean, you got a problem here. You had too much toxic stuff, right? And I've done that. Oh my God, like years ago, I remember just drinking coffee endlessly and like hardly ever eating food. And like coffee does something weird to your tongue, especially espresso. It like stains it and it looks like a weird old 1970s carpet, and it's not my thing. So I'm always like, no, it's like you want a nice bright pink tongue, you want white teeth, you want gleaming eyes, all that. Your diet will show in that. And that's what this Mother of Pentacles is. Listen, it'll show through in your skin. Do you have acne? Are you having breakouts? Chemically and physically, when we misuse our bodies, it erupts through our skin, our hair, our health, all of that. So this is about maintaining healthy oils and fats, things of that nature. You're making really smart, elevated decisions, and you're going to be glowing and gleaming and all of that. And your skin is going to look better, your nails, your hair, everything. It's important. You can't, we can't be really poisoning our bodies with stuff, and you're realizing that. So we are now on to wealth. Oh, look, it looks just like this. It looks like that hairpin and this. That's so cool. I love that. So I love Daughter of Wands. So this is basically like Princess of Wands, where you're going to have renewed passion for your life path purpose, which is going to bring you abundance. Because when we do what we love, we do it well. We do it continually, and we do it to the highest capacity within our gifts and means, right? I know when I started jewelry a decade or more ago, I used to like not understand like the capacity that a good clasp or cinch or those things could hold. So I was constantly having my necklaces break and whatever because I didn't want to squeeze it. So through just time and effort and trial and error over and over and over, I perfected that. And also the lay of pieces, so they're very comfortable. If you get some pieces that are haphazard made in stores or whatever, they pinch your neck and hairs and anything. There's a way to do that, and try through trial and error where that doesn't happen. So that's this type of thing. If you're an artist, you're really going to up your game. A lyricist, a writer, the flow is going to come and provide you with abundance. Now, Judgment too. This is if you have any money disagreements with anybody, people that owe you money are going to be paying you back. People, if there's family inheritances, it's going to go your way. If there's any judgments in court, marital problems or whatever, the money is yours. It's one of those things where it's time, because when the wealth sector is in there, you come out on top. Now the Hierophant, this is really beautiful because this is, you have the key, you have the golden key, the golden ticket to make all the money and abundance you want. Now, the way that I went about it was I made my dream my plan A. That's it. Sun Tzu Art of War. I burned all those other ships. I don't want to work anymore. I have paid my dues. I am 50 years old. I've gathered this lifelong information, and I knew it was time to do this. So that's the Hierophant energy of I'm going to produce things of beauty, magic, and wonder because I love it, and I'm going to put my heart and soul behind it. And that's what you're going to start to do. You're like, listen, man, I'm not a barista anymore. I have always been a lyricist, or I've always been an actor, so I am putting everything in it. I'm putting all my dice on this roll. My focus, intention, love, and drive are going behind this. Pay off epically. Again, everybody's due. People that are headed for fame are receiving it in this year, 2020, because they are devoted to their craft. They're honing their craft, and they're going for it, and they have the keys. They have the keys to the kingdom. So go for it, because you're going to be doing extraordinarily well. Now let's see what's going on in love. Oh, beautiful. 3 of Cups. Great social energy. You can say, do, and feel great no matter who you're around. You're not taking on anybody else's garbage energy. You are not affected. You don't care for the opinions of others unless it gratifies, lifts, and helps you. And it's really meaningful and authentic. Otherwise, you can just be like, you are just... It's like you are surfing above all the chaos. You're riding that wild pony right through the forest, away from anything that is distracted, unhealthy, or unloving, and just going into like the valley of bliss where you belong. The Father of Pentacles, this beautiful grounded energy, really winning, being elevated, and always feeling that you can connect back to self when it comes to love. So whenever, you're in these energies, it's like, hey, when I am my true authentic self, that's when relationships go well. That's when I have conscious concentration on what I'm saying, doing, and feeling. And because I'm able to read these like a blueprint, I'm realizing this person is good for me. This attention is worthy of me, so on and so forth. Really helpful energy in that regard. Now, this Four of Swords is about you're deciding, listen, I used to in the past probably overthink things and get myself in a trap frame of mind, like, oh, if I say yes to this date, we're all of a sudden engaged, or, just being extreme, like that thing, like, or how much do they like me? And always trying to prove yourself. And again, sell yourself like a piece of real estate. I've done this, I've done that. Not necessary. When we do that, it smacks of absolute desperation. You are wonderful and beautiful as you are. You don't have to prove yourself to anybody. You don't have to cry your accolades, because they'll speak for themselves. And oftentimes a more reserved, observant type of attitude on new dates and meeting people works better, because the other person then gets a chance to sort of prove themselves, and it makes them feel good, and then you can understand their energy. Then you're at an advantage, because you don't even know this person. Why are you trying to prove yourself to somebody you don't even know, when they should be in turn trying to prove themselves to you, right? So you feel like you have freedom to really think about the connection, how it works, and taking your time and going the middle way, the calm way, and having beautiful, unexpected relationships because of that. You're going to become aware that your feelings provide a powerful indicator of how to deal with situations and people as well, right here. This teaches you that when you feel uncomfortable about motives or actions of other people, there's an urge to step back, and vice versa. If they are really enticing and alluring, you step forward. And life inherently is a creative process that motivates us to be connected to people that are on the same level and vibration. And you're going to be intuitively led there. And it's going to, have a wealth of fun combinations of friendships and love in a really beautiful way, Group 3. So I love that energy for you. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. And all my links are down below. I'm very excited for all of you guys. If you want to check out my Etsy store, everything is down there, private reading information, everything. Thank you guys so much for watching my videos and all your beautiful comments. You make my days so happy and so wonderful. I've been taping for a while, so I'm about to lose my voice, so I better stop. Love and light.